What's up, family? Welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host and international award winning Make Every Second Count speaker. Geez, I'm so excited to say that. Every time I say it, it sounds so fantastical. I don't know if fantastical is a word, but why not? So, I would like you to please do me a favor. Share this episode out. Invite as many people as you can to watch it. And don't forget to give us all kinds of thumbs up, hearts, frowny faces, cry faces. And you can even get mad at us. I don't care. Just help us trick the algorithm on any of the socials that we're on. Also, please keep the comments coming. We want to have more of a conversation than a presentation. So I would appreciate any comments you have. Tell us any questions or biggest takeaways that you have. I would absolutely love that. And with no further ado, I would like to bring to the stage Miss Beautiful Life herself, Jess. Hey, Jess,
Hi.
how are you
Hey,
doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm even better now that I'm here with you. How are you?
Yeah, yeah, you are.
You
Well,
already know.
if you would like to take it away and go through a short introduction about yourself, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what you do. I
Okay.
will be inviting a few people on my phone, so I'm looking down, but I am paying attention.
All right. Well, my name's Jess, and I'm from Kansas, and I've been on here once before, kind of talking about life. And I'm somebody who's been through a lot in my journey. It's led me down a lot of different roads, which led to my book, The Revelation Code. Um, We've hit bestseller in women's studies, women's business, and literary criticism.
Wow, three.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. For the
yeah.
first week, I was like, "What? This is crazy." And especially literary criticism, I never would have thought that, but
Hey, that is really
I'll take
cool.
it. Yep.
So I happen to know from my own life that everybody goes through trials at times. And you see, when I was 17, I spent 2.5 months in a coma after a severe car accident. I spent three and a half in the hospital, and they told me I probably wouldn't be walking right now. But guess what? I am. And I learned some important lessons through there. And I also learned that people have to grow through things. They can't just go through things because if they just go through them, they don't get out the other side. So,
You get
has there been anything that you have had to grow through while writing your book?
Oh, Jeff, that's a deep question. I've been going through a lot. I'm battling a legal battle with the court right now with my bank. Sorry, I'm battling with my bank right now with some things over my house and just things weren't handled the way they should. And so I'm battling that. I'm a single mom of five kids, 10 and under, or 10, 9, 7, 5, 3. So they're all home for summer break, which is amazing. But it can be challenging at times. So, lots of different financial struggles throughout writing the book. Lots of different, when you always see in the movies when people are writing and you see like an author like just stuck in the room with the cigarette hanging out of their mouth and they're just writing away, just typing and just da 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 da. That was me for like a month and it's continued since writing the Revelation Code. So I've got a bunch more things that are about to come out. So I've grown through a lot of things. Just discernment, I think, is probably my biggest growth, is learning how to use discernment. That's something I'm still learning.
Yes.
So, Yeah.
That's cool. So I'm wondering, what was the toughest thing about getting your words down on paper?
So the book is about my journey. Okay. So as I was like you were saying, you have to go, you can't just go through it, you have to grow through it. And I believe that when you're going through things in life, and if you sit there and you are always like, why me, poor me, and you have that outlook, you get stuck in this loop. And so for me, it was spending a year and a half of my life dedicating myself to different programs and just learning about who I really even am. So I think in the journey, I trying to find the right words, trying to be able to get traumas I never even realized that were I was carrying, things with epigenetic memories, things like that, and really, really looking inner. So I part of my stuff that I'm coming out with now is spiral living, and it's bridging spirituality, physics, inner work, religion, astrology, and leadership all together. It's something that I'm trademarking, copywriting, and everything. Um, but finding finding those inner, you have to spiral in before you can spiral up. And I don't believe that life is
Ooh.
linear. I think
All right,
that
time out. We have to that is a tweetable quote. So
yes, that
you
is
have
my
to
trademark quote, Jeff. You can use it because you're you, and I love you to
you
pieces.
have
So
to
you're one of my favorite
spiral
people. You have
in
to spiral
before
in to spiral up. So I
spiral
believe
in
that
to spiral up.
yes, you have to go in and look in the deepest, darkest, nastiest corners and shadows of your life. And I always thought it was like love and light, love and light, love and light. And no offense to the people that are all love and light, because I went through that too. But for me, it was taking that light and not dimming it down, but letting it shine so brightly that all of those deep, dark shadows could be revealed. Because without that, they're not revealable and they just stay in the depths. So you have to learn how to embrace the shadows with everything that's coming good. So that's been a really big transition, and trying to do it while you're mothering five children, and like you're going through like days where you just don't want to get out of bed because you're so depressed. You're like, oh, I hate my life, right? Because you just had this tower crumble and this just a really dark night, and you had faced some things you didn't know, demons that you had, you know, um, and then getting up the next day and saying, okay, guys, let's get up for school. That's really a challenge. It's a lot of balancing and juggling, a lot of multi-universe living.
Yeah, one thing that I have noticed is a lot of people are dealing with that kind of thing. A lot of people are dealing with issues that are just that most people don't ever see because
Yes.
they put on a face. Like you said, you had to put on your face before the show, and I
Yep.
told you you already have a face,
Yep.
which
You
I
know,
understood what you meant. But a lot of people just put on that facade
that show.
and go about their day, and
Yep.
they're holding all of that in.
Yep. And Jeff, I'm going to do something right now. And this is probably something I'll regret later, but forget it. We're here. Hold on, baby. Okay. I just want to show you like the life of what it's really like, right? So I'm putting together a store right now. So if you look over here, I got a ton of shoes out and everywhere because those are all going through my store. My hot water heater blew out just like 2 days ago. So I got dishes over here in the corner because the heater just got replaced, right? Like those are the things you don't see. If you go in my laundry room, I got a crap ton of laundry right now to do because I've been writing so much, taking care of kids, working on the everyday life that, you don't you kind of forget about the other stuff when you get into that zone. So now I'm kicking my own butt going, man, I regret getting into it this much that I let my stuff go to this. Like, this is my laundry room right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's 5 kids. I just posted a few days ago, probably about a week ago now, and I had all my laundry caught up and put away. But when you figure they're out for summer break and they go play outside and they get wet, then they change their clothes again. So by the time at the end of the day, I have like 70 pieces of clothing that I have to wash just from one day. And those are the struggles that people don't see, man. Life can be super duper chaotic. And for me, it's been learning that you can't live a lineal life. If you're somebody who has multiple roles that you play, you function in a multiverse. And I think people, when you talk about living in a multi-universe or functioning in a multi-universe, people look at you sometimes like you're crazy. But like they're not realizing, okay, at any given moment in time, I'm a mother, I'm a business owner, I'm a writer. Sorry, I'm trying to rig my phone back up here.
That's all
I'm a
right.
mother, I'm a writer, I'm a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a student. I'm constantly learning in life and constantly doing any different role. You might catch me at work and I'm doing marketing.
We lost sound.
Sorry. I'm
That's
a
all right.
This is what we do, Jeff. Here's the again, the struggles are real, right? My
Yeah.
computer was dead because I forgot to charge it. So I'm currently wrapping a rubber band around my phone in my garage so that I don't have to hold my phone. Oh, and then I just threw you. See, Jeff? I
I
just
knew
threw you
you
across
didn't
my
like
garage.
me.
So see? The struggles are real, everybody. They're real.
I knew you didn't like me.
I love you to pieces. And I don't say that about many people, Jeff.
Oh, I love it. So,
Sorry for anybody who's getting dizzy right now trying to get this phone. And I did it once. I don't think I can do it again. I've
well,
almost got it. There we go.
that's all right. I'm going to take a second here and say hello to Ben Bruce, who is from Nigeria, but he is working in the or wait, not he was in Congo. Now he's in the Seychelles. So
Wow.
he's in the Indian Ocean. And
Wow.
then we have Adam Mark Robinson, who lives in the UK. And we have Robert Brooker, who lives in Canada. So this is a international show. It's a
I love it.
multiverse show.
Yes, it's all about the multiverse and duality, Jeff.
Yes. But so I'm curious, how have you handled all this stuff? I mean, with the writing and doing all the motherly stuff. And it doesn't have to be motherly stuff, but you are a single mother, so therefore it does have to be motherly stuff in your world.
Yep, I got to do the motherly stuff and I got to do the fatherly stuff. I was sweeping out my garage today, like, damn, I wish I had a man here to do this. Right. Like, and it is what it is. I got 3 vehicles I need to work on right now, and I'm the only one to do it. So, you want the real raw truth, Jeff? I'll give
Yes.
you the real raw truth. It's been a shit show. Like, really, it's not as pretty as people think it is. The journey of enlightenment, the journey of bettering yourself, the journey to success, it's a whole bunch of failures wrapped into an ugly bundle that you got to figure out how to repackage, make it look pretty, and make it functionable. So it's embracing all of those times and using them as ammunition and alchemizing it into ammunition. Man, it's taking the motherly stuff and using that as motivation. My children motivate me every day. But it's a
Yeah.
lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of good times, bad times, a lot of, as I'm writing, I'm addressing things within myself I didn't even know were problems. So it's addressing those as they come up and going, dang it, man, now I got to sit here and think about this. So it's a big juggling act.
Yeah. So, we actually have some questions here from
Okay.
Ben Bruce. He says, What inspired you to write the books and to be an author?
It was something, well, I talk a lot. That's just a given. Jeff knows I talk a lot, but I'm around kids all the time. So like 24/7 around kids. When I get around adults, I'm like, chatty Cathy, here I come. So for me, it was as I started on that journey and as I began, really, really focusing on changing my life, I found myself in different rooms. And in the rooms that I was in, I thought different ways than the way things were sometimes. And, not just that, but I felt totally lost. I didn't know who I was as a woman, as a mother, as a daughter, as a business owner, as anything. And I was physically sick to top it all off. So as my whole life crumbled around me and as I was feeling lost throughout this whole thing, the only thing I kept thinking is, damn, I'm not the only one that goes through this. How can I put something out here that is going to allow people to understand that, hey, you're not alone in how you feel? And so the Revelation Code was born.
That is really cool. Thank you so much for that answer.
Thank
Now,
you.
he actually posted 4 questions. So
Well,
number 2 is, what advice would you give a first time home buyer?
a first time home buyer, do your research. Um, make Yes, hold on. Sorry, my son was trying to take this in the house for him. He's got to take his trike inside.
All
Um,
right.
do your research and make sure that it's a home that you're gonna love. Don't just find the first home that you like, because chances are it's probably not the right one for you. And for me, it was I searched until I found that house that was like, this is my home. And I didn't just go, I can buy a house, I'm gonna buy a house, boom, and I bought a house.
Yeah.
Right? You have to think long term. Have it inspected, have the plumbing looked at, have all of those questions answered. I bought a house that, like, well, heck, with this one I bought now, I've been here for 2 years, and since November, the water line bust 3 different times, and I lost 150,000 gallons of water. So, but meanwhile, I'm responsible for it, and I find out that the year before I bought the house, it was a faulty patch got put in. So meanwhile, I eat the cost. So as a homeowner, do your inspections, do the things that they tell you you might not need, like an appraisal or, you know, um, they have an inspector coming out. I think don't necessarily go on that. Do your own research. And also a lot of times with appraisers, if you use the bank's appraisers, the bank actually like I don't want to say pays that person because I don't know exactly the details of how this works. This is just general speaking. I am not a financial advisor. So I just want to make that declaration right now. This is personal experience. This is by no means professional certified advice. This is the shit show that I went through. Okay. So when they do appraisals, so say the bank wants to approve you for $500,000 for a house. The appraiser may come in and say, well, that house is actually valued at 550,000, but they're only going to approve for 500,000. So that appraiser will mark it to 500,000. So a lot of times they put down if you're in the process of negotiating with the bank, they'll just put that down on the paper, call it a day. That's the appraisal. So unless it's like, you're wanting to appraise $100,000 house at 500,000, then you're not going to get that. But if it's within, a good enough price range, then they'll just go with what's being negotiated. So just do your research. That's the best advice I got.
All right. And then some Robert actually asked, were they cast iron pipes?
I have no idea. I just know that
Uh,
they were put in the 80s. So, and I know that there's been 4 houses in my area that have had to have their whole systems replaced in the last like year. So every house that was built around this time, I think they no longer use them. They no longer use that piping, so they had to switch it out. I don't think they were copper. I think they were some kind of other, only meant to be good for like 40 years and then go out. So everybody's stuff's going out at the same time. It's the
All
name of the
right.
game, economics.
Um,
I don't know.
um, what? All right. What is your advice for someone going through extreme debt right now?
I don't know that I'm the right person for that one because I've been facing my own shared debt right now. Like I said, I'm in a legal battle with the bank right now. So, wrongful foreclosures and hush deals and all sorts of things right now going on in my world. So, financially speaking, I'm going to tell you, go talk to somebody like Kevin Wilson or somebody like that knows finances better than I do. My advice is don't ask me.
That's
And
good
I
advice.
I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie and sugarcoat it. Like, ask somebody who knows more about it than I do. But in all actuality, don't live outside of your means. Um, cut back, look through the things that you can cut back, look through um all the options that you have. And if you got to check into different bankruptcies, whatever, that might be something that you have to. I would say use that as a last resort. But again, not a professional. My finances, my bank blacklisted me from even being able to open a bank account at this point. So, and then I found out it's really not a thing. They just did it in the town I live in. So, like, I can't get a bank account anywhere here. But if I go on the federal system, I'm not in it. So, it's a mess in my room. So, my advice: ask somebody who knows.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's about to get real fun in my world, Jeff.
Robert says, "Well, okay then, ice cream or yogurt?"
I like ice cream, but that's it. I don't
Ice
really do. I
cream,
like yogurt
good
and
choice.
smoothies. I like
Ice
yogurt and
cream is a
smoothies.
great choice.
Yep.
I have to say. All right,
Yeah.
now back to the show for a few. But um, all right. Ben Bruce is like, two questions remain. Can you attend to them?
All right, Ben, let's go. What we
All
got,
right.
Jeff?
What has been your biggest success so far professionally?
I am a nurse and I own a medical staffing agency. In the first 4 years, we did 4 million in revenue. I started it from the ground up, no investors, no backing, no nothing, just blood, sweat, and tears and an idea. Put that idea on paper. I saved up a little bit of money and I started my company. We did 7 figures the first year. We broke 1.2 million the first, 1.8 the second, and we were on track to do the three the third. And then my life went to shitballs. So now I'm rebuilding. It just is what it is. Got to take the failures with the wins. Kind of
Yeah,
it's all about the duality.
that is so good. I like that attitude that it's all about the rally.
It
So
is. It is. It's that everybody falls.
yeah,
Everybody falls. But how
it
quick and
it's
what
not
way will you get back up?
yeah, it's not about how many times you fall because you are going to fall in life, but
Yep.
it's how long it takes you to get back up. And
Yep.
that's one of the things that I like to do on this show is help people get back up, whether that is offering advice or listening to other people offer advice. That
Mhm.
is so worthwhile to me.
So worthwhile. And that's a big reason, Jeff, with my book. So, you can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Kindle. And I'm also doing where if you reach out to me on social media as you're reading, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. It's kind of like a ask the author type thing. If there's something you want a little bit more detail in, something that you're like, well, this might relate to my life, but I'm not quite sure how, reach out. I may take a year and a half to respond, but I will respond. Um, I will respond. I promise I'll get to you. It just might take me 10 years because I'm pulling 20-hour days right now, 6 to 7 days a week. That's why I had to put my face on Jeff so you couldn't see the big old circles under my eyes.
Well, I
You
can
know,
still see him. No,
yeah,
I can't.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
can.
have well, whatever. You don't have circles.
Man, I do until I have this foundation underneath my eyes, sir.
All right. Well, that works. And then
Yes.
his last question is: do you still work as a model?
Um, if the opportunity presents, I'm not opposed to it. I did my first modeling at 39. So for me, that was another accomplishment. It's something I never expected, never thought I would do. And I was fortunate enough to meet some really amazing people, some really awesome women who um, have the ability to make that a reality. And it wasn't just me, my girls got to go too. So I'm very, very thankful for Velma and for Sapphire for allowing us to be in their shows. If the opportunity presents, I'm not opposed to it. My daughters are all very into fashion, and it's a way for them to be able to experience it, not necessarily like my main cup of tea. Like, I'll just assume put on some basketball shorts and go work on my car, but I like to look pretty every now and again too. So it's fun. I enjoy it. And I would recommend for anybody, male or female, if you get the opportunity to do it, do it. Why not? Let's break the stereotype of you got to be perfect and you got to look like this, you got to do that. And that's what women like these ladies are doing. So, if you get the opportunity, do it.
Yeah, that's great advice. If you get the opportunity to go out, dress up, feel good about yourself for a little while, take it because you never know how life is going to change. And it can change in the blink of an eye. So if all right, I'm going to ask a question that wasn't on the script for the show at all. But
Jeff, I never even looked at a script. I'm winging every moment of this with you, sir.
all right, well, cool. Well, thanks for not reading my stuff.
I know. I'm so sorry. You worked all that hard on it, and then I didn't even look at it because I'm telling you, I'm running my candles at
Yeah.
every.
Well, no biggie. So, what exactly does make every second count mean to you?
Like you said, you never know when your life is going to change. You never know what obstacles are going to come at you. You never know what the recovery process is going to be. So to me, make every second count is, that Tim McGraw song, Live Like You Were Dying?
Yeah.
That, I know you know that song. And it's that. He's at karate. It's this, my 3-year-old coming out here and he wants to come. You want to come say hi? You want to come say hi? No, come here. It's Jeff. You want to say hi to Jeff? You'll be on TV.
No. You
Come say
said
hi to
no.
Jeff. Jeff's cool. Hi. Say hi,
Hi.
Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
Hey, have
How
a
are
good
you?
night. Have a good night.
All right, you have a great night.
And he said, how are you? Say, what do you say? Say, I'm good. I'm good.
That's
And he said,
good.
how are
I'm
you?
glad to hear that.
Say, how are
So,
you?
I just want no, it's all right. But I just want to remind everybody out there that you have to do me a favor this week, next week, and for the rest of your life. I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, you guys have a great week. We'll see you
Thank
guys
you,
later.
everybody.
Thank you
Make
so
every
much,
second count
Jesse. Yeah.
and check out the Revelation Code.
Yeah. Revelation code, guys.
There's Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and all other bookstores.
All right. Well, awesome. If you can send me a link to it on Amazon, I'll get it posted.
You're awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, you have a fantastic night.
You too. And thanks for having me on. And guys, always remember, like Jess said, make every second count. He's so right.
All right. Thank you so much, Jess. Have a
Thank you,
great
Jess.
night. Bye.
You too.
We're going to